Thanks for staying with us on News Tonight. On to some national news now. After busting the budget several times over, the Commonwealth Games are apparently still short of money. NDTV has accessed a letter addressed to the Defence Minister A.K. Antony by Union Urban Development Minister Jayapal Reddy, stating that the Army should not expect the organising committee for the Games to pay allowances for the officers and the Jawans who are on duty for the Games. This means the Army has to shell out 11 crores for assisting the government with the Games. Reddy's letter also states that the Army facilities being used by artists for the opening ceremony, places where they will practice and stay, should be provided free of cost by the Army. The Army is now effectively being asked to use the defence budget for any cost it incurs for the Games. Well, quite a sad state of affairs there. But if you thought the raise for the members in Parliament would have been music to their ears, it certainly was not. It was today that the Cabinet cleared the bill to hike the salary of MPs threefold. The members will now get 50,000 rupees per month as against 16,000 rupees before. The official expenses and personal benefits are also set to increase. The constituency expense will rise from 1,000 to 2,000 rupees, but the MPs are still unhappy despite the hike and are demanding for a five-fold hike. And here's what the people of Chennai have to say about the raise, some of them clearly outraged.
எல்லா சாமானிய மக்களுமே ஒரு 100 ரூபாய் சம்பளத்துக்கு கஷ்டப்படுறாங்க. அப்படினும்போது இவங்க 80,000 ரூபாய் சம்பளம்ன்றது ரொம்ப ஜாஸ்தி. மக்கள்கிட்ட கருப்பு கணிப்பு கேட்டு மக்கள் என்ன சொல்றாங்களோ அதபடி நடந்துக்கிறது தான் நல்லது. இவங்க இஷ்டத்துக்கு இவங்க கையில சட்டம் இருக்கு, இவங்க பாராளுமன்றத்தில் சட்டம் ஏத்திக்கலாம்னு சொல்லிட்டு இவங்களே ஏத்துக்கிறது ரொம்ப ரொம்ப தப்பு.
எல்லா ஃபெசிலிட்டிஸும் உங்களுக்கு இருந்து, so there is no basic reason for them to have all these facilities. Whatever they have, that's already enough. They don't need anything extra. They can be happy with what they have.
ஏன்னா ஆர்டினரி பிபிஓ சாஃப்ட்வேர் ஒர்க்கர்ஸை இப்போ 30,000-40,000 சொல்லிட்டு சேலரி வாங்கிட்டு இருக்காங்க. ஸோ அப்படி இருக்கும்போதே ஒரு நல்ல ஒரு பொறுப்பில் இருக்கிற ஒரு ஆட்களுக்கு 50,000 தப்பு இல்லை.
Well, staying with national news, just a day after the BJP objected to the word "and" between clause 17A and 17B of the Nuclear Liability Bill, the Cabinet cleared the nuclear bill after removing the contentious word "and" from the text of the bill. The government has now backed down on the clause after the BJP had objected. The left is staying cautious on the topic, saying the fine print has to be read before a consensus can be reached. The bill will be introduced in the Parliament after the Cabinet's go-ahead. The amendments also made it clear that the operator cannot seek a right to recourse unless he has settled the full compensation claims of victims in a nuclear accident. Well, the politicians seem to have ironed out the differences about the nuclear liability bill, but environmental activists are still up in arms. We spoke to human rights activist TSS Money on the clearing of the civil nuclear liability bill.
This government of India is having the idea of signing the CSC, that is Convention for Supplement Compensation, which has not been signed by any of the countries in our region, in Asian region. What we activists are asking is, when you are the bill is very serious one. It is a patriotic question. It is a sovereignty question. Actually, when you are having this proposal of having such an act or bill, you accept that the atomic power plant itself is dangerous.
In news from Karnataka, after the Congress's Padyatra to Bellary in Karnataka to protest against illegal mining, it was today the turn of the BJP to display their show of strength in this city. This is the fourth and final rally in a series of public meetings held by the BJP around the state to deflect the pressure put on the state government over illegal mining. Bellary is, of course, the stronghold of the Reddy brothers, and their mentor, Sushma Swaraj, was in the city to demonstrate her continuing support to them. Well, the Queen's baton is here in our very own city. World chess champion Vishwanathan Anand started the Commonwealth Games Queen's Baton Relay today, along with tennis legend Ramesh Krishnan, Asian Games gold medalist Shiny Wilson, squash champion Joshua Chinappa, and former Indian hockey captain Muhammad Riaz, who all took part in that rally. The baton will travel to Puducherry tomorrow before touching Tanjavur, Rameshwaram, Madurai and Kanyakumari, and is expected to reach Kerala on the 26th of August before coming back to Tamil Nadu. And senior correspondent with NDTV 24/7 Sam Daniel caught up with the Grandmaster himself. Here's a listen.
The Commonwealth Games Queen's Baton relay is now crossing Tamil Nadu, and joining me now is world chess champion Vishwanathan Anand, who actually started the relay here. Must be a great feeling to be a part of this, Vishi.
Yeah, definitely. It's the first time I've done it, and I enjoyed it. It was a nice experience to do once, and well, I wish the games all success.
You were actually out of the country and you flew in just for this.
Yeah, I just came, I mean, they told me about the badminton relay and asked me if I could participate, so of course I managed to come back for that.
And Vishi, the Commonwealth Games is now caught in a series of corruption charges. Do you think that will take the sheen out of it?
Well, I think the main thing is just to wish the athletes all the best. This is their moment, and let's just back them.
And next week we have the Chennai Marathon. Will you be running for Chennai?
Unfortunately, I'll be traveling again, so...
Thank you very much, Vishi.
Thanks.
Well, our sports reporter Natasha was also at that relay, and she caught up with a gold medalist swimmer who thinks India is still not ready for the big games.
I expect to do very well in the Commonwealth Games. I'm focusing on 50 meters and 100 meters backstroke. And my idol Liam Tancock from England, he'll be there. He's the current world record holder in the event. So I'm looking forward to competing with him and observing his technique. The preparations could have been better because the team has not yet been finalized, the swimming team. The last selections will be held in Jaipur at the end of the month. And after that, they finalize the team, and then we have to train rigorously for just 1.5 months. I don't think that's enough because abroad they've been training for the past 3 years.
Well, the weekend's almost here, which means we are only closing in on the big celebration of the city, Madras Day. Now, our age-old city has its own king of rock and roll. The name's Arnold Dorsey, born to a British army man, and he was the voice that a lot of people in old Madras reckoned with. And the man who none other than Elvis Presley copied was born and spent his formative years in Madras.
Should I go or should I stay?
The man who Elvis Presley stole the sideburns and jumpsuits from.
Only one more song to play.
The voice that's enchanted the entire baby boomer generation, starting with this one.
My eyes. Please.
The man who has rubbed shoulders on the stage with the likes of the Carpenters, Elvis King Presley,
I can't walk out,
even Jimi Hendrix.
because I love you too much, baby.
Engelbert Humperdinck, the boy from Royapuram who enchanted the world and continues to do so. NDTV Hindu travels down memory lane to trace the roots of Humperdinck, born Arnold Dorsey, to a British military officer and his wife, right here in Madras. 10 years that shaped the mind of a boy who would, as a man, enthrall millions of listeners. 94-year-old Kareem Tarapur, a Parsi resident of Royapuram, has been here ever since he was born.
It was very enjoyable. In those days, yes, I was a fan of his. I liked his music. He's a number one. He's minted money in his singing those days.
Do you think he should basically come back, revisit his roots?
Well, I'll be happy if he comes back. Is he alive?
He's alive, very much alive.
Very much alive. I wish he comes back to Royapuram.
Although the Dorseys have faded from the residents' memory, Engelbert still strikes a chord with many long-timers in Royapuram.
Yeah.
So I'm here looking out for the Dorseys. Do you remember anybody by the name of Dorseys here?
Vividly I remember. They were staying somewhere in Mother Church Street or Maridao Street. I'm not quite sure.
What about Engelbert Humperdinck, sir? Do you remember anyone?
I know he's a very good singer, and he went to London or to States. I'm not quite sure. But some of his music also I heard once.
The memories, any memories that come flashing back or something?
Not quite.
Not quite.
Because I seldom hear music like that.
And you, would you want to meet somebody like that who people say a man like Elvis Presley has in fact impersonated? Would you want to like meet him in case he comes calling here?
Why not? Certainly.
I wonder, should I go or should
So as Madras turns 371, Humperdinck may not have come back to the city. But 10 years, it seems, was a long time for a boy to be influenced by Madras.
then I saw you at the corner.
With Arun, Simonish for NDTV Hindu.
A little girl alone and so shy.
Well, there goes some of the sounds perhaps playing from the old gramophones in the old Madras. That's all from me for the moment, but I'll see you at 10 with the next news update.